Got ourselves team 1. We got ourselves Valinar, Gareth the Survival, Saris, Moore's Demonology. We got Warg, Ren, and Pruxic. Pruxic? This sounds like toxic. Or pro and toxic together. Pruxic. Yo, you actually look dope. That actually looks insane, dude. Except those leaves that look like squares. That's a little weird. Hopefully Blizzard fix it. But that looks awesome. And then we got ourselves team 2 with WMX is more without Frost. Wait, maybe that's Frost? Maybe that's Frost now. We got ourselves Veronica on the Arms Warrior. Arissa coming out as Unholy Death. Then we got ourselves Frost DK and Milord Pala. It looks like Arissa and Milord are trying to figure out who's going first, who's going last. I think he was trying to figure out. It looks like Arissa is going to be first up versus Valinar. Which one is Val? Is 1 and Arissa is 3. Okay. I can do this. I can work with this. Valinar, though, getting slowed down on the opener. Looks like Arissa in the pet. And the damage and the random Azeroth procs are just doing work. He actually doesn't need to fight. Valinar have the time. Trinket coming out for Valinar, though, will not have a trinket for the next go. This is going to be big. Execution on Arissa trying to get away from the wings. Valinar has got himself lots of damage. Bubble available. Arissa does go for the AMS. IBF coming down with Lichborn as well. That's going to be a lots of defenses available. Valinar does not have a human trinket anymore. No bubble either. Actually might be going down to the Army of the Dead. Needs to himself a heal immediately right now. Needs to heal as soon as possible. Short pet start to fall. Lots of pressure. And I think Arissa is going to have him. Big damage. The Paladin and the Deacon just came in to show the headstrong. Big damage. And he's just going to yoink Saris into the duel. Wait, which one is Saris? God, I can't never figure out, dude. It looks like Arissa's going to bail out of there. He got yoinked. Mortal Coil, run out of the storm. Shadow Fury, run the corner. It looks like Arissa might be waiting until the cooldowns are back up. He does have Apocalypse coming back very, very soon. I think the more death coils you use, the faster you get Apocalypse back. Maybe. Saris is going to go for summon Vile Fiend. That's going to be stunned onto Arissa. Trying to get himself a big old Tyrant. Trinkets out of that stun, however, has a lot of pressure for Arissa. Arissa is getting surrounded by the pets. If he just goes for a Tyrant, that could be huge. Big transfusions coming out for Arissa. If anything, at least he got himself a little bit of a heal. That's going to be a short Army of the Dead getting summoned up as well. Arissa is under a lot of pressure either way still. Saris, on the other hand, with the Army of the Dead, is at least going to be able to get a couple Shadow Bolts off of one of those pets. Arissa getting himself that Death Pack. Just needs to survive until the necrotics are gone, and then he might be able to charge in. He got himself the Apocalypse, AMS, Anti-Magic Zone, as well as the A-Bomb coming back very, very soon. Saris, though, he got himself Wall as well as the Tyrant, so that's going to be lots of damage for him to deal with. Actually, decided to summon a Holy Shavara since Arissa's on the other side anyway. Dropping down the A-Bomb. It looks like actually we'll have to cancel the summon. Hopefully the Swarm won't stay stunned for too long. Mortal Coil into Arissa. Trying to get the pets up and running. Tyrant to follow. Getting stunned on the Tyrant. That's going to be a perfect opportunity for Arissa to get the full army of the undead. Wall, and that's going to be Tyrant for the army. Both of them are taking up and trying to see if they can one-shot one another with the pets. Whose pets are better? Saris does go for a port for a second. Arissa is still running away from the demon. Saris is going to take the gate out of there, though. There is going to be still a full-blown abomination chasing after him. Looks like that thing is gone. Arissa's weapon enchant, the weapon heal, has proc by the looks of it, because he did have that heal over time effect right after. Looks like Saris and Arissa are a little bit of a standstill now. Saris down on cooldowns. So is Arissa. Used actually everything minus the Anti-Magic Zone. Really should commit Anti-Magic Zone into the Issa. That's 20% less damage against all that magic damage Saris can do. I guess a portion of the pet damage with demons is physical, though. Like the Demon Doggos, the Felguard, the Succubus, all that is physical, but the Tyrant is the big magic damage. Plus any triggers that Saris throws at him as well. It looks like the two are just gonna wait out, actually. The Saris, he doesn't really need to push in, not immediately. Or he doesn't really like pushing in, that's usually not his MO. Even though sometimes I think he really, really should. But for Arissa, he actually has cooldowns coming back. There's going to be Death Pact available very, very soon. IBF. Actually, these cooldowns are very, very short, aren't they? They're kind of short because it's only 3 minutes into this duel. I guess Arissa just seems himself a good setup. Saris this time, I don't believe he has a trinket. I haven't seen if he even runs a trinket for these duels. I'm pretty sure he does. But it doesn't look like he has one. Or maybe he doesn't have one on cooldown. Gonna be the pets coming down to Orisa as he poked out a little too far forward. That's gonna be Shadow Fear Sun Reactor with a Tyrant to follow. Orisa taking lots of damage. It's gonna be that AMS as he's trying to deal with the pets. Needs to go for that transfusion. That's gonna give him a lot of healing. Needs to be avoiding the other pet. Mortal Cold running him out in the open. That's gonna be Tyrant getting himself free pickings. Orisa better make a play right now. Do they go offensive? Do they play defensive? Maybe need to CC. The Tyrant does go for IVF to get himself even more defensiveness. That where is this anti-magic zone? Has not used AMZ at all. Stun onto Saras. Trinkets out of it. That's going to be Orisa with not a lot of health left. Needs to get the army. Anti-magic zone finally comes down. Saras gripped back into the AMZ. Get interrupted on Demon Bolt. Looks like Orisa might be able to turn it around. Actually climbing the hill. Saras does go for Rolex Celtos. Orisa's super low. Just needs a couple more hits from Shavara and they'll be done and done. Demon Dogs are trying to finish him off. Is that going to be it? Saras actually comes out on top at the very end. They're barely surviving. Veronica comes in, landing that execute onto Saras, with Gareth gonna be up next. That was such a close call between the two. The demons versus the undead. It looks like demons. Looks like the demons didn't win, boys. Looks like the demons didn't win, at least this time around. Oh, actually, no. Demons did win. What am I talking about? I looked at the chat. I literally lost my train of thought. Looks like demons do win. Barely, but it's so close. But I really like that. Veronica is going to be sticking to that Arms Warrior prot, tanky, sword and board play style. Is that what's going on, bro? Maybe? Gareth is going to try to get the dots up and running. So Veronica does get the charge in with the Avatar popping in on two-hander. Should be expecting maybe a trap anytime soon. That's going to be a revived pet. Veronica does like to go after the Hunter's pets. Has a mad shield over their head right now. What is that shield? Is that... Wait, I keep swapping the wrong person. Oh my goodness. I keep forgetting which one is which because it's so all over the place. Okay, 2 and 2. I can do that. Oh my god. Sorry for making you the camera give you like guys like a bit of a whiplash. Veronica doesn't see the manic bandage, does notice at the last second, needs to be heading after Gareth, getting him in the slowed. Needs to be going for it. Blazer coming out for that pet stun. Perfect time. It looks like Veronica is actually going to be on the retreat for a little bit. Maybe wants to swap to the sword and board. Does get himself a charge and a bit of a heal. And Gareth looking to maybe get some damage in. Freezing Trap comes out. Veronica trinkets out of it. No pet stun for a bit. But going to be a perfect opportunity for you to get some damage. Actually turning around and hitting the pet. Does go to eliminate the pet. Probably get himself a little bit more self-heal. But with that, the impending victory. Hamstring into Gareth. Did have Reflect. No more Reflect right now. Better do as much damage as you can. Maybe if you have a Blaze Storm coming up very soon. Blaze Storm in case it drops down a Freezing Trap on top of you. Looks like Gareth is really trying to find his way to like... Just stop, drop a trap, and just kind of keep going. I don't know if he'll be able to. Looks like actually he didn't keep a hamstring to Gareth, and he is going to be able to get away. Very unfortunate. It's a bit of a mind game is going on. I don't know if Veronica had a Spell Reflect available by then. That is definitely a cooldown Blizzard needs to add into tracker for this UI. Because I would love to see if a warrior has Spell Reflect or not. I think it would be very helpful. But looks like Veronica is back up to full health as we are hitting that 7-minute, 32-second game. At a 16% dampening. Gareth looking to get as much self-heal as possible. Veronica does see him, but that's going to be a stun on Gareth as he's not going to take it lying down. Trading the dots with Veronica. Looks like the warrior's actually just going to take the pet and kite it away with a bit of a battle stance. Charging, actually literally focusing on the pet. Fear onto the hunter, literally looking to kill the pet immediately. Okay, interesting. He's going to get himself that impending victory, which I think might be better if he kills something. Because I'm pretty sure that plays a Victor Rush. Does have a sword and board. Reflect available maybe too early. Gareth does trap himself though. So maybe not too early. That's going to be a perfect opportunity for Veronica to maybe go in for a little bit of damage. Maybe the two-hand comes out. Colossus Smash. Gareth does get hit with the disarm. No pet to summon. Freezing Trap not available for a bit. This is a perfect opportunity for you to do as much damage. Maybe the execute does get the charge. Maybe he gets him. Does land it. Oh, get that nice little play by play. Taking the pet. Reflecting the freeze. Doing as much damage as he can, going for food while the other team is trying to figure out who's going to be up next. It's either going to be Wargren or Proxic, dude. So one of you guys. One of you. It looks like this is going to be Proxic as a Feral Druid versus Veronica. We'll see how an Arms Warrior with a sword and board deals with this one. I do wonder, I haven't really seen Veronica, do they use shield, like shields up or shield block? Because that should be a lot of damage that you can block. Like a ton. Proxy going in for mad damage in the opener. That's going to be Veronica popping a defensive stance. Does get a charge to catch Proxy with a Colossus Smash. Might need to go maybe for a leap. to catch up. Looks like he's just going to throw in a Crucible. Proxic does get himself a maim off onto Veronica. And it's going to be big damage and a defensive for the Feral coming out right now. Bark's get to follow. Oh, Bear Form. That's going to be different from the Artifact weapon. I don't like how many Ferals or any Druids really go for like Artifact weapon, like the skins or whatever. Blaze Storm. Proxic looks like he's going to be able to get out of it. Veronica does cancel Blaze Storm. Do they get maybe a charge around the corner? Leap into a charge of Proxic. Doesn't get the slow. Proxic is just super low in health. Could he be going down to the exit? Gets stunned into Veronica. Trinkets. Oh! Veronica landing that kill. Oh my goodness. The Arms Warrior with a shield making a bit of a comeback though, dude. Actually making a bit of a comeback. And there it is. Wargren. I think he knows exactly how to fight against Veronica. He beat him before. It was a little bit of a longer duel, but he did do it last time. Veronica popping and sword and board. He knows he's going to expect the Hunter. He doesn't really know which direction the Hunter could come from, but he might as well get some food. He doesn't even know that Wargren... Oh, wait. He does see Wargren, actually. Wait, is Wargren trying to... Does he want to duel somebody else, or is he just saying hello? I think he's just saying hello. That's going to be Veronica trying to see if they might be able to get to the other side of the arena as Wargren tossing them nades. Does close the gap with a Hunter. That's going to be stuns as well as freezing traps available anytime. So Veronica actually dipping behind the pillar to hit the pet for a second. Wargren is perfectly fine, disengaging from the fight. Letting Dot's going to do work. Veronica going in for a leap. Does get a slow onto Wargren with a Blaze Storm to follow. Is that going to be enough damage though? Should be a bit of damage, hopefully. That's going to be a nice harpoon onto Veronica. Getting the dots with a bike. Lots of damage for Veronica. Do they have enough in order to deal with this? Commanding Shout does go for die by the sword. Definitely needs a defensive freezing trap on him. Does he have a trinket? Looks like he does not. Looks like for Veronica, this is going to be quite bad. No extra health. Commanding Shout gone. Does get himself a big heal from Wargren. Maybe could turn the pet over to him. Looks like he doesn't even need to. Wargren is just looking to maybe end the game. Dress to follow. Disarm to work, but I think it's going to be done and done for Veronica. Try to go for a last minute fear. That's all they could really do. Dalaran is going to be 4. Okay, Dalaran getting a grip stun into Wargren. Try to do a bunch of damage as a Frost DK. I don't know if they're going for a dual wheel build or a two-hand build, but it's going to be AMS in case there's going to be a freezing trap, just in case. Wargren try to get himself a bit of a manic better. Not going to get the value. Does remove the disease for a second though. And Dalaran needs to maintain the chain of ice. That's going to be very, very valuable. It's going to be the turtle shells. Wargren just looking to see himself a little bit of reset. Duels hitting towards the 12-minute mark, boys. 41% dampener. It's going to be a big old grip by Dalaran. Lots of damage onto the DK, though. That's going to be also Dark Pact. No way he can heal. Looks like Wargren might just have it here. Unless Dalaran somehow has something under the sleeve. They do not. And the kill shot comes out. Lord Pala is going to be, I think, either next or maybe WMX. This is getting really, really antsy. He's like, oh, I really just want to play, dude. I really just want to play, man. Looks like Lord Pala and Wargren are going to have a bit of an honor duel here. With the camo and everything. It's going to be a little bit rough, though. Who wins this, though? Hunter or Pala? That's a hard one, man. That's a hard one. Remember, Pala does go for a little bit of a sacrifice on Dalaran. Although it doesn't look like he really send their souls to Shadowlands. It looks like he really just kind of sacrificed him to the draws. Big stun into Wargren. Maybe big damage from Lord Pala. Trying to get the damage up and running. Freezing trap onto the Pal. He does bubble it. That's going to be executed. Does Wargren have a feign death for it? Maybe at the last second, potentially. Does not, but it still doesn't take the most damage though. Lord Pala. Oh, one more hammer. That's all he needed. Down goes Wargren. Yo, that Arms Warrior, dude. That Arms Warrior, dude. How many kills did he have? 3. Veronica got 3 kills. Oh my god, the sword and board really does work. Also, the healing. I really gotta give him credit. He heals a ton for an Arms Warrior. What is this healing? Makes no sense. Absolutely makes no sense. I love it though. I think it's awesome, man. I like the sword and board. Like, we don't ever see this. I haven't seen warriors switching weapons in PvP since like Cataclysm, I think.